Today we'll be playing against Iowa. This is our first matchup against them, and I've been dealing with a sore back, but I'm still going to play through it. Coach said he's going to limit my minutes a little bit so I don't injure myself too much. And we decided to start Hobson, as we know that their point guard is pretty tall, so we used one of our taller guys to guard him. They've lowered the amount of minutes that I'm getting for this game. Their star is Kevin Red, who's a power forward. Hardaway did win the tip, and Hardaway tries to set a screen, but doesn't really help too much, and my pass gets stolen. They give it to Red on the other end, and then give it to Stone. Red misses his shot, and they were unable to get the rebound, so they were able to put it back in. Once again, my pass is stolen, and because of my back, I don't want to try and do too much. Shepard gets the wide open paint, and so this game I'm going to try and get some assists, considering I'm not in the best condition. I find Stone, who gives it to Red, and he gets blocked by Shepard. I give it to Walls on the other end, but it didn't really do too much. Iowa has a pretty big lineup, as their small forward is taller than Kevin Red, and their point guard is 6'6". I put up the shot, and I'm able to score inside. Red's able to get open in the paint to make it a 4-point lead. Normally we wouldn't have Hobson in at starting, but considering how tall Iowa's team is, we decided to go with him in the starting lineup. I'd take the shot, but it was off, and also my back is a little bit bothering me. Hardaway is sent to the free throw line, and he misses the first one. He was able to get the second to bring it down to 3, I guess. Tavares gets open inside, and it's definitely my fault, as that was my defender. I find Hardaway, but he ends up missing the shot, airballing it. Paul takes the 3 on the other end and ends up missing. I give it to Shepard, who is able to get a good shot, but he ends up missing. I'm able to help with the contest, and Shepard gets the rebound once again. I give it to Hobson, but his defender was able to close out in time before he can get anything. Shepard's able to get a good shot inside, forcing Tavares out of his way. Red pops the 3 and banks it. I set the screen for Hobson, and he finds me, which I'm open, but I don't think my shooting's gonna be too good considering I'm feeling pain in my back still. Red's able to hit both free throws, and I'm not off to a good start, but my back is bothering me, so. I find Shepard inside, though, after my pass almost got stolen. In the game against Michigan State, I had 20 points and 15 assists. I also had 10 rebounds in that game. Hardaway does a good job of contesting the shot, and I try to find Shepard inside, and once again stolen. I'm able to block Tavares' shot, and I find Shepard, who pops the mid-range and misses it. Red is there for the rebound and gives it to Tavares, the 6'10" small forward. Paul drives in, but it's almost stolen by Shepard. It stays Iowa ball, though, as he ends up going out of bounds. They end up inbounding it to Paul, who's being guarded by Wallace, considering our lineup isn't that tall, and Iowa has a pretty tall lineup, as even their point guard is 6'6". I'm able to get the rebound, and I give it to Wallace, who's all the way up the court for the mid-range. Iowa calls a timeout as it's a 4-point game. I haven't really done much, and I get subbed out. This time I don't get brought in until 3 minutes into the second quarter. For some reason Hardaway was at power forward, but I give it to him and he draws the foul. So far his only point has been from the free throw line, and he'd make one, so now he has 2 points on the game. Hardaway is able to get the steal and gives it to Wallace on the other end. Tavares ends up getting the rebound, so I try and give him some trouble getting up the court. He gives it to Red, who gets the screen from their center and knocks the 3 down. I find Hardaway, who is able to hit the shot over Red. I'm not going to try and do anything offensively unless it's wide open, because probably not going to be able to do too much. I give it to Shepard, who draws the foul on McCarthy, making it his 3rd foul in the game. We're still down big, but Shepard's able to hit 2 free throws. Red brings up the ball and gets the screen from McCarthy. Doesn't really do too much, though, as Shepard plays some good pick and roll defense. Kevin Red is able to get open and slam the ball down. Shepard tried to get back to help defend, but it was too late as he was already wide open. Once again, my pass is stolen, and Red slams it down emphatically on the other end. The ball ends up getting stolen, but I steal it back. I give it to Shepard, who tries to take the shot over McCarthy, but he misses. Iowa gets the rebound, and I try to get over the block the shot, but instead it's a foul on Wallace. Now we're down by 20, and we haven't really been able to get anything going. I find Hardaway inside, but Red plays some good defense. Tavares pulls up for the mid-range shot. Hardaway is able to get the rebound. I find Shepard, who's in the paint, and puts up the shot over McCarthy. He has 10 points on the game so far. Tavares is forced to take a mid-range shot, and we call a timeout as we're down by 20. Just can't get anything going, at least scoring-wise. We thought having Hobson would help, but instead it hasn't really worked too well. I set the screen for Hobson, and he drives by his defender, giving it out to Shepard, who actually hit the three-point shot. I was surprised. He's not really known to take three-point shots, really. As on the other end, they're able to get the lob, so we can't really get anything going, and when we get something, they just get something right back. I made a terrible pass trying to give it into Shepard. Stone's able to drive in on the other end to get the layup. I gave it to Hobson, who passed it to Wallace. I try to do a quick drive by Tavares, but it doesn't work. Hobson ends up losing the ball, and Red would pick it up, giving it to Stone, who finds Tavares, but I'm able to block him. I give it to Hardaway, who passes out to Hobson. He gets the screen from Shepard, but doesn't really do much as Kevin Red's right there. I'm able to drive in quickly to get 2 points. Stone ends up finding Red wide open for the mid-range shot, and of course he'd bank it because he's been having a good game so far. I gave it to Hardaway as I drew the attention of McCarthy. He ends up missing it anyways, and he hasn't been shooting too well so far. Red ends up missing the open slam, and I find Hardaway, who passes it right back. Once again, my pass is stolen, so I haven't been making the best choices with passing. Luckily, they missed the shot, and Shepard's there for the rebound. I don't know why I tried to post up, considering I'm not in the best condition. Another pass was stolen, and Red was there on the other end. I tried to do something, but I was unable to do anything, and we're down big at this point. I find Shepard, who fakes it twice and puts it up. He gets blocked by Red, though. Red finds Paul, who's open for the three, but he misses. Hardaway's there for the rebound. I find Shepard, who draws the and one on Red. I get subbed out for the rest of the half, and we're down by 20. We haven't gotten our offense hasn't gotten anything to go so far, and I haven't gotten anything too much because Red's taken over for Iowa. Kevin Red has 24 points already, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Shepard has 16 points and 5 rebounds, leading our team in scoring and trying to keep us in the game, but I don't think it's going to happen considering Kevin Red is red hot. He just seems to not miss a shot. I definitely think coach is not going to leave it with Hobson being in the starting lineup considering how this has gone. They give it to Paul, who drives by and finds Red for the open slam. Now we're down by 22, and this is not a very good game for us. I find Shepard, who posts up on Tavares and ends up missing the shot. McCarthy gets the rebound. And they end up finding Paul, who's open for a little bit, but they weren't able to get anything. Hardaway's able to strip the ball away, and I'm able to find Shepard, who's open on the other end. Hardaway was able to strip the ball and get a steal, and that led to a pretty easy basket on the other end. McCarthy passes it out to Red, who gives it to Stone. They end up calling it out of bounds on Iowa, so we had had the ball. I'm able to find Shepard as I drew the attention of Kevin Red, but he still gets blocked. Red gives it to Paul, who gets the screen from McCarthy. They lob it up, but the pass was a little bit off, so Red had to just lay it in. I get the screen from Hardaway, and he posts on McCarthy and puts it up, and it lands in. He has 6 points on the game, so pretty decent. Red tries to get something on Shepard, but he decides just to pass it out to Stone. Stone drives in and gets it just by Hardaway's attempt to block the shot. I try and put up the shot, but I get blocked. I give it to Hardaway, but he can't really get anything, but Tavares tried to reach in, and it's called his foul. I get brought back in with 2 minutes left in the third. they're able to hit the free throw, and I believe it was Watanbe who was at the line. We're down 79-63, so 16-point game. They find Young in the paint, and he's able to hit the shot over Joseph Young. I try and drive by, but I can't get the shot to go. I am able to draw the foul, and I believe this is my first trip to the line today, as I'm able to hit both. I'm guarding Mathiang, who is a pretty good power forward. Some people that we have out, I don't even know who they are for us. I tried and block Paul's shot, but he's able to get it by. Clark is called for the illegal screen, and now it would be Iowa ball. They give it to Mathiang, who finds Cameron, who posts up. He misses the shot. Watanbe gets the rebound. I'm on the other end, but I missed the shot once again. I try and keep up with Mathiang, but I'm unable to, and he gets an easy slam. I decided to give it to Clark, but he can't get anything. We're able to get the block, and I bring it up and find Young. I just give it to Watanbe, who drains the three-point shot to end the quarter. We're still down by a lot, so we pretty much lost this game. We've pretty much lost this game, and yeah, it's not going too well. They've gotten quite a few lobs, and one of them was player of the game, was assist of the game, as it was the one from Paul to Kevin Red, and pretty much all of them have been to Red. Set the screen for Pullen is, I don't think I'm going to be doing too much other than being there for teammates setting screens. Pullen was able to draw the foul, and he hits both of the free throws. Still a 15-point game. And considering how we've been playing, like, because this is the bench pretty much, so the bench hasn't really gotten too much going. Neither has the starters, really. They give it to Young, who gets the screen from Mathiang. I grab the board off the miss and give it to Young for the mid-range. This is our second to last game, so we're trying to end off on a good note. I'm able to contest Tavares' shot and cause the shot clock violation, as he had airballed the shot. I have 6 points, but I do have 10 assists. I gave it to Watanbe inside, but he's called for the offensive 3-second violation, as he'd stayed in the paint for too long. They find Paul, who he has a pretty good shot, but Poland's able to contest it pretty well, and I try to pass it up to him, and it gets stolen. He misses it, but nobody was there for the rebound, and Cameron just gets easy second chance points. I give it to Clark, but he gets blocked. They give it to Paul, who is contested pretty well by Watanbe. I'm able to get inside to get the layup. This game was almost decided from pretty much the start, as we couldn't really get anything going, and from there it just went downhill. I'm able to drive by Tavares, but I miss it. I get the rebound, and my second chance shot was once again blocked. They find Mathiang in the paint, but he misses. They pass it out to Paul, who gives it to Tavares. Mathiang ends up getting left wide open in the paint, and of course he would make the shot, considering it's wide open and it's a dunk, so typically they make those. Cameron gets called for a reach-in foul, and Gibson gets subbed in. I try to drive in and draw a foul, but nothing was called. Tavares pulls up, but he misses. McCarthy tries for the second chance shot and misses, even though it was open. Gibson's able to get open for an easy layup. Try to reach in, but it's called a foul, and I get subbed out for the rest of the game. We lose 114 to 101, and I couldn't really do too much as I was dealing with back problems. Red dropped 41 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, so we really couldn't stop him. Tavares had 16, 14, so some good scoring behind him as well. For us, Shepard led us with 21 points, 9 rebounds. Watanbe had 16 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, so he did some good things for us. Hardaway had 14 and 11, so pretty decent game. I only had 8 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. I did have 10 turnovers as well, so not a good game for me. But I was dealing with a sore back. Our next game is our final game of the season, so our goal is to win that final game.